Greetings Warhammer enthusiast. Before you stands a voice assistant of the podcast, dedicated to spreading the greater good. If you find this information useful, please do not hesitate to leave a like and subscribe. Together, we shall explore the depths of the Warhammer universe and share in its wonders. The Eldar are a complex and deeply spiritual race, their military structure as multifaceted and intricate as the cosmic tapestry from which they hail. The true power of their forces lies not in raw firepower or brute force, but in the finely honed skills and precision of their aspect warriors. These are not mere soldiers, they are embodiments of war, walking the path of the warrior with a devotion and purpose that transcends ordinary battle. An Eldar chooses to walk this path willingly, stepping onto it with the intent of becoming one with their aspect of war. They join a shrine, a place of worship and training dedicated to a singular aspect of warfare. In these hallowed halls, under the stern tutelage of the Exarchs, these Eldar train, meditate and transform. They are no longer simply Eldar, but warriors who embody an element of the god of war, Kala-Men-Shor-Cain. These shrines are more than training grounds. They are sacred places, spiritual epicenters where the Eldar's profound connection to the universe is focused through the lens of their chosen aspect. Each shrine was brought into existence by a Phoenix Lord, a legendary Eldar hero whose spirit and essence are reborn through time in their armor. The Phoenix Lords are not just founders, they are eternal guardians and spiritual leaders of their respective shrines, guiding their followers through the mysteries of their chosen path. Each aspect represents a distinct element of warfare, a facet of Kala-Men-Shor-Cain's divine countenance. It might be the swift and silent death dealt by the striking scorpions, or the fiery onslaught of the fire dragons. It could be the grim reaping of the dark reapers or the soaring majesty of the swooping hawks. Each aspect shrine follows a different method, different traditions, and different weapons, but they all share the same dedication to their craft. No one can say with certainty how many aspects there are. Each craftworld, a vast spacefaring city-state that the Eldar call home, may house many shrines, each devoted to a different aspect. Some aspects are common, with shrines found in many craftworlds across the galaxy. Others are unique, with shrines found in only one or a few craftworlds. But regardless of the aspect or the craftworld, the devotion of the Eldar aspect warriors remains the same, a dedication to the art of war as a path of spiritual and personal development. In the hallowed halls of the Eldar aspect shrines, the Exarchs hold a position of reverent authority. They are the spiritual keepers of these shrines, not merely as caretakers but as living embodiments of their respective aspects of warfare. They are the eternal champions of Kala-Men-Shor-Cain, the god of war, serving as his high priests and his most devoted warriors. For the Eldar, the path of the Exarch is a perilous journey. Those who fall down this path find themselves unable to resist the fiery call of battle, their souls consumed by a thirst for bloodletting that borders on addiction. They become forever entwined in the aspect of the war god they represent, their entire existence focused on the thrill and terror of combat. This eternal fixation on war sparks a mixture of awe and revulsion among the Eldar. They respect the Exarchs, for their single-minded pursuit of a side of their nature most fear is admirable in its dedication. Yet, they are also pitied, for they have forsaken the promise of the Eldar path, the prospect of constant growth and new experiences. They are the embodiment of a horrifying possibility that lurks within every Eldar, the potential to lose oneself completely in a single obsession. This sense of dread extends beyond the Eldar's fear for their personal futures. Exarchs, along with Harlequins, symbolize a broader danger within Eldar society. The risk of becoming so consumed by a single role that one loses the ability to adapt and grow. Despite this, both Exarchs and Harlequins retain integral roles within their civilization, reminders of the risks they run even as they fulfill crucial societal functions. In the case of Exarchs, this function is often a martial one. Dressed in elaborate and ancient versions of aspect warrior armor, they are a sight to behold on the battlefield. These suits of armor are superior versions of those worn by typical aspect warriors, each piece imbued with ancient workmanship, ornate decorations, and emblems that have long lost their meaning to the average Eldar. From their shrine, the Exarchs retrieve the spirit stones of past warriors. Upon donning the stone, they assume a sacred name tied to it. The moment they put on the spirit stone, their consciousness merges with the countless warriors who have previously worn it. Their individuality becomes part of a larger entity, a heroic being that has lived through countless battles and countless lifetimes. The Exarchs, in essence, continue the eternal life of these warrior spirits. Upon donning their armor, the Exarchs experience a blending of their consciousness with the memories and experiences held within the Spirit Stone. This allows them to understand and wield the ancient weapons of their predecessors, granting them knowledge not only of ancient warfare but also of the times in which the original wearers lived. This initiation unveils some of the most closely guarded secrets of the Eldar, including the origins of the Exarchs themselves. While Exarchs are forever trapped on the path of the warrior, some may cycle between different aspects, symbolized by the various armors they don. Each suit of armor and accompanying weapon represents a different aspect, giving the Exarch a versatility in warfare that few others possess. Despite this constant cycle, most Exarchs eventually settle on a single aspect, which they come to embody entirely. Upon reaching this point, they take on an ancient name that reflects their chosen aspect. These names are unique to each Exarch and each set of armor, maintaining a legacy that can only be continued by another aspect warrior once the current Exarch falls in battle. Off the battlefield, the Exarchs tend to the shrines of Kala Menshokane, serving as both high priests and caretakers. These sacred spaces are where they, alongside their aspect warrior kin, gather during times of war and undergo their ritual transformation into the many warrior aspects. The Exarchs are also tasked with maintaining the shrine's wargear and training aspect warriors, ensuring the perpetuation of their martial traditions. Through this dual role of warrior and mentor, the Exarchs stand as both cautionary tales and revered figures within Eldar society, their lives a testament to the dangers and glories of the path of the warrior. The Phoenix Lords are legendary figures within the Eldar society, ancient Exarchs who bear no allegiance to specific shrines or craftworlds. Instead, they roam the universe, seemingly drawn to the epicenters of conflict and need by a mysterious instinct. Using the vast and intricate network of the Eldar webway, they traverse from one craft world to another, from world to world, forever following the path of the bloody-handed god, their presence an omen of dire times and challenging battles to come. Phoenix Lords possess a unique form of immortality. When a Phoenix Lord falls in battle, another Eldar steps forth to don their armor, inheriting not just their mantle but also their very identity. This act initiates a new cycle of existence for the Phoenix Lord, the Spirit Stone within their suit absorbing the essence of the new occupant, and the spirits of all the Eldar who have previously assumed the role. However, the consciousness that ultimately prevails within the armor is that of the original Phoenix Lord, the founding warrior's dominant personality steering their continuous existence. Renowned throughout the craftworlds, the names and heroic deeds of the Phoenix Lords form an integral part of Eldar lore. The actual number of Phoenix Lords remains a mystery, with some appearing infrequently and others vanishing for long spans of time, only to emerge abruptly when least expected. Some Phoenix Lords are believed to have fallen on distant, hostile worlds, their vacant armors laying dormant, awaiting the arrival of a predestined aspect warrior fated to assume the ancient armor and rekindle the Phoenix Lord's legacy. A few Phoenix Lords are so ancient that their origins can be traced back to the time of the Fall, the cataclysm that nearly annihilated the Eldar race. These paragons were the pioneering bearers of the spirit stones of the warrior aspects. Among these, Asurmen, the first of the Phoenix Lords, holds a special place. It was Asurmen who trained the inaugural aspect warriors, known as the Asuria, guiding them along the path of the warrior. These Asuria, children of Asia, established the shrines of the warrior aspects that persist to the present day. Eldar prophecies speak of a time when all Phoenix Lords will rally for a monumental confrontation, the Rana Dandra, the final, cataclysmic battle between chaos and the material universe. It is foretold that in this decisive clash, the Phoenix Lords will fight with all their might, a testament to their indomitable spirit and undying legacy. In the annals of the Eldar, the name of Asurmen holds a place of high reverence. Known as the Hand of Asurian, Asurmen was the first Phoenix Lord and the founder of the Path of the Warrior. His journey began humbly on the world of Ideferen, where he was born Irillyth and lived a life of ordinary tranquility, blissfully unaware of the great calamity that was to befall his people. At that time, Prophecies of doom were circulating among the Eldar, warnings that would lead to the formation of the Exodites. Irillyth's brother, Tethesis, was swayed by these ominous predictions and yearned to join the Exodites. However, Irillyth himself was skeptical of such prophecies and chose to remain on Ideferen. When the prophesied doom of the Eldar eventually came to pass, Irillyth and his brother Tethesis found themselves in a fight for survival amid a world overrun with demons. In a tragic turn of events, Tethesis was possessed by a demon, forcing Irillyth to make the harrowing choice to end his brother's life. Racked by grief, he sought refuge in an ancient temple that the demons dared not approach due to the lingering presence of the Eldar gods. During his years of solitude in the temple, Irillyth found himself on the brink of despair. His spirit was only revived with the unexpected arrival of Farathil, an Eldar feral child. Initially, he pushed the girl away, but when she was attacked by Dark Eldar, a profound change occurred within him. He took on the name Asurmen, in honor of the god Asurien, and defended Farathil. He then decided to take her under his wing and together, they left their ravaged planet, attracting other survivors along their journey. Asurmen and his followers eventually landed on a barren world, which they christened Asia. It was here that Asurmen established the first aspect shrine, the Shrine of the Dire Avengers. These warriors would go on to become the most prevalent aspect among the Eldar. Asurmen's influence didn't end there, his most talented students would later establish their own aspect shrines, becoming Phoenix Lords in their own right. Asurmen's journey saw him traversing more Craftworlds than any other Phoenix Lord, imparting wisdom to those who sought it and founding more shrines along his path. Despite numerous accounts of his death, he always seemed to return, his armor allowing him to be reborn each time. His exploits range from slaying the agents of chaos in the Eye of Terror to battling in the far reaches of the Eastern Fringe, his deeds becoming legendary even among lesser races. In his latest chapters, Asurmen pledged himself to Irillyth under the command of Jain Zar. He partook in the epic battle to defend the Inari against the Thousand Suns and siege demons within the Webway, where he once again mysteriously vanished. Asurmen's armor is a testament to his formidable abilities and tragic past. His vambraces, known as the Bloody Twins, incorporate integrated shuriken catapults, and his dire sword, the first of its kind and named the Sword of Asia, holds the spirit of his deceased brother, Tethesis. He navigates the Webway with his ship, the Stormlance, embodying the resilience and courage of the Eldar even in the face of overwhelming adversity. Through his journey, Asurmen continues to inspire the Eldar as a symbol of strength, honor, and undying will. A Dire Avenger's choice of weapon reflects their martial skill and precision. They are armed with the Avenger Shuriken Catapult, a sophisticated version of the standard Shuriken Catapult, refined with an extended barrel, an integrated power feed, and a built-in rangefinder. To a Dire Avenger, wielding a Shuriken Catapult is not just an act of war, but an art form that demands mastery and grace. In the heat of battle, Dire Avengers become tempests of destruction, releasing a barrage of monomolecular blades from their Shuriken catapults. These lethal storms cut down their enemies, leaving nothing but ruin in their wake. So essential is this weapon to a Dire Avenger's identity that even when they are not clad in their ritual armor, and have stepped away from their shrine, they carry these razor-sharp projectiles concealed beneath their clothing. This keeps them perpetually ready for battle and is a testament to their commitment to their warrior path. Thus, the Dire Avengers stand as stalwarts of the Eldar's martial tradition, a blend of unwavering duty, tactical prowess, and deadly artistry. Through their mastery of the art of war, they continue to defend their people from the countless threats that seek to bring the Eldar to ruin. In the tapestry of Eldar's martial traditions, Dire Avengers are not just soldiers, they are the embodiment of their god Cain's most noble and unyielding aspect. Each aspect of their armor, weaponry, and tactics is crafted and honed with purpose and precision. Like all aspect warriors, Dire Avengers are encased in aspect armor, a psychically activated suit that stiffens upon impact, diffusing the force of a blow. This innovative armor is designed to mold to the wearer's body perfectly, permitting unrestrained movement even in the most intense combat situations. Most striking, perhaps, is its distinctive blue hue, a sea of cerulean that marks the Dire Avengers on any battlefield. The dire Avengers' armor also features a high-crested helm that gives them a towering presence without increasing their physical bulk. The helm, along with a frequently adorned tabard, are contrastingly painted white, displaying runic inscriptions that identify the warrior's shrine and craftworld of origin. The helm's top crest is often crafted from dyed exotic animal hair, matching the colors of their respective craftworld. The armor surface is adorned with small blisters and domes, not just for aesthetic purposes, but to house the suit's various technical systems. Over each dire Avenger's shoulder is a sophisticated targeter, connecting to the Avenger catapult through the handle. This panspectral rangefinder system is capable of tracking multiple targets simultaneously, distinguishing between allies and foes, and relaying this information directly to the warrior's helm display. Dire Avengers march into battle in units of 5 to 10 warriors, sometimes under the command of an Exarch and often transported in a wave serpent. These patient, calculating warriors have mastered both offensive and defensive strategies. Their rigorous training allows them to interpret the fluctuations of a battle, deciding when to press forward or retreat to lure their adversaries into an ambush. While primarily known for their ranged prowess, dire Avengers are also versed in hand-to-hand combat. Their ceremonial knives, traditionally used in pre- and post-battle rituals, become their last resort weapons when close combat is unavoidable. Due to their adaptability, dire Avengers are often assigned special missions outside traditional combat scenarios. These tasks might include safeguarding an ancient artifact or providing protection for a farseer in negotiations with the Inquisition. Through such roles, they exemplify the versatile nature of their aspect, serving as the linchpin in the grand scheme of the Eldar's survival and eventual resurgence. Dire Avenger Exarchs, the champions of their shrines, are renowned for their tactical flexibility. As leaders, they stand at the helm of their squads, guiding them through the tumultuous currents of battle, adapting their strategies based on the ever-shifting dynamics of warfare. Each Exarch exhibits a mastery of weapons and combat techniques that transcends the bounds of normal aspect training, their prowess driven by a deep well of secret knowledge and supernatural abilities. The weaponry wielded by these Exarchs serves as a testament to their versatility. Some choose to arm themselves with 2 Avenger catapults, one in each hand, demonstrating deadly proficiency with these powerful weapons. The battlefield becomes a dance floor for them, their movements a blur of deadly grace as they unleash storms of monomolecular shurikens onto their enemies. Yet, not all Exarchs commit to the path of ranged warfare. Some, with a predilection for the intensity of close combat, prefer a combination of shuriken pistol and dire sword or avenging blade power weapon and shimmer shield. Their martial prowess is palpable, a tangible force on the battlefield, and they meet their foes with unyielding resolve, their weapons carving a path through enemy lines. The skills of these Exarchs, however, extend beyond their personal combat abilities. They lead their squads with an instinctive understanding of the ebb and flow of battle, coordinating their warriors to execute devastating attacks. With a single command, they can trigger a barrage of rapid fire from their squads, conjuring a hurricane of deadly blades that sweeps across the battlefield. This flurry of attacks, despite its speed and intensity, does not sacrifice precision for power. Every shot is meticulously aimed, leaving their enemies little chance of escape. In the face of enemy retaliation, the Exarch guides their squad through a series of defensive maneuvers. They deny their opponents the opportunity to strike, expertly maneuvering their warriors to deflect incoming attacks and neutralize threats. These Exarchs, through their exemplary leadership and combat mastery, uphold the legacy of the dire Avengers, ensuring that their aspect continues to thrive amidst the constant turmoil of warfare. Jain Zar, known as the Storm of Silence, holds the distinguished position of Phoenix Lord of the Howling Banshees aspect among the Eldar. Legend has it that she was the favored pupil of Asurmen, the first Phoenix Lord, and under his careful guidance, she rose to become the first among the Exarchs, referred to as the Asuria or Children of Asia. Born under the name Farathil on the world of Ideferen, her life took a dramatic turn when she was left at the Karandras as an infant. Here, she spent her early years as a blood dancer gladiatrix, a spectacle for the pleasure of her master and the crowd of spectators. Her life within the arena was so consuming that she knew very little of the world beyond its walls, and she remained largely ignorant of the pantheon of the Eldar Empire's gods. Following the cataclysmic event known as the Fall, Farathil continued her grim work in the now near-empty arena. Realizing that she was being used not as a combatant, but as an executioner, she fled into the city. After days of survival, she encountered another survivor, a stranger on the brink of suicide in an old Eldar god's temple. Although he initially rejected her, Farathil managed to interrupt his plan, and this chance meeting marked the beginning of a bond that would change her life. Farathil's return to the Karandras years later, intending to steal weapons, resulted in a frantic escape from her old master's minions. Her desperate flight led her back to the temple and the suicidal stranger, who was surprisingly still alive. Together, they fought off Farathil's pursuers, and after their victory, the stranger revealed his identity as Asurmen. Asurmen took Farathil under his wing, giving her the name Jain Zar. He saw the raw power in her, a fiery spirit that, though reckless, could be harnessed and shaped into a formidable warrior. Under his mentorship, Jain Zar's rage was tempered, and she was reborn, her journey as a Phoenix Lord beginning on an abandoned moon they named Asia. Jain Zar distinguished herself among the Asuria. She and her brethren, having learned from their master Asurmen, ventured out across the stars to establish their warrior aspect shrines. Jain Zar's devotion to her shrines was almost unparalleled. She traveled between numerous craftworlds, teaching her deadly art. As a result, only the most remote craftworld lacks a shrine to the Howling Banshees. During the grim epoch known as the late 41st millennium, Jain Zar undertook a fateful hunt for Chaos Space Marine Talos Valkoran. After an intense battle that saw Jain Zar grievously injured and Talos sacrificing himself, Jain Zar was seemingly slain. But as an Exarch, she was able to be reborn in a new body. Jain Zar re-emerged later, this time fighting to save Biel-Tan from a demonic invasion. She joined the Inari and, by accepting Ennead into herself, was reborn again. No Phoenix Lord championed the Inari as fiercely as Jain Zar, who became a staunch advocate for the hope brought by Ennead. Jain Zar is known for her unique arsenal of weapons. The Jain's Maw, or Silent Death, is a three-bladed throwing weapon that always returns to Jain Zar and never harms her, despite its lethal potency. Jai Maren, the Blade of Destruction, is a light, curved blade with an ancient origin, wielded with blinding speed by Jain Zar. Her other notable possession is Terra's Lament, the first Banshee mask created, whose potency surpasses that of all its copies. These weapons, combined with her relentless pursuit of the forces of chaos, mark Jain Zar as one of the most formidable Phoenix Lords of the Eldar. In the rich tapestry of Eldar mythology, Banshees carry a heavy burden. Their blood-curdling screams are the harbingers of doom, announcing impending misfortune and the inevitability of death. Their cries resonate from the realms of the warp, calling forth the spirits of the dead in a chilling echo of despair. Yet, the Banshee's call holds a far more sinister implication. It's said to have the power to seduce spirits from their spirit stone, tempting them into the chaotic embrace of the warp. One of the most enduring tales in Eldar mythology speaks of the genesis of the Howling Banshees, the aspect warriors imbued with the spirit of the Banshee. The tale weaves its narrative around the crone goddess Mariheg, who thirsted for the wisdom concealed in her own divine blood. Devising a cunning plan, she set her daughters to haunt their father, the war god Kala Menshor Cain, as he was the only being capable of causing harm to a god. Exhausted by their relentless haunting, Cain conceded to Mariheg's wishes and severed her hand, thus allowing her to drink of her divine blood and absorb the knowledge within. Grateful for his assistance, Mariheg blessed Cain with the Howling Banshee aspect. Thus, these spectral warriors, the most fearsome of all the aspect warriors, came into existence. The Howling Banshees are unique amongst the aspect warriors, as they are predominantly female. This mirrors the mythology, where the Banshee is inherently a female spirit. Swift and agile, these warriors excel in the rapid, fluid movement necessary for close-quarters combat. Dressed in bone-white aspect armor, they are a striking contrast to their fiery orange hair. Their primary weapons, the shuriken pistol and power weapon, make for a lethal pairing in melee combat. Yet, their most terrifying weapon is undoubtedly the Banshee mask, a potent sonic weapon. Amplifying their battle cry into a deafening psychic wail, the Banshee mask assaults the central nervous system of their enemies, leaving them paralyzed and defenseless before the wrath of the Banshees. These formidable warriors operate in squads of 5 to 10, with a seasoned Exarch often leading the team. Swift and agile, they often employ the use of wave serpent transports to enhance their mobility. Every Banshee's cry, every clash of their blades, and every fallen enemy is a testament to the might of the Howling Banshees, one of the most feared aspect warriors in Eldar society. The Exarchs of the Howling Banshees are pillars of strength and knowledge. They embrace the essence of their aspect with an unparalleled depth of understanding and passion, and are charged with the responsibility of passing on this wisdom to their squads. These seasoned warriors are the embodiment of the Banshee spirit and guide their warriors not only in battle tactics, but also in upholding the ethos of the Howling Banshees. Under the tutelage of an Exarch, a squad of Howling Banshees is transformed into an assembly of acrobatic warriors. These warriors leap into battle with an elegance that belies their deadly intent. Their moves are choreographed with precision, as if every battle is a dance of death, each warrior bounding with deadly grace towards their foes. But it is in the war shout of an Exarch where their power truly resonates. More potent than even the terrifying shriek emitted by a standard Banshee mask, an Exarch's cry cuts through the battlefield like a blade. It shatters the resolve of their enemies and reverberates as an eerie anthem of impending doom. A unique element of the Exarch's arsenal lies in their choice of weaponry. Unlike their comrades who wield the traditional power weapon, some Exarchs may opt for an executioner or triskill. The executioner is a larger, more powerful variant of the power weapon, capable of delivering devastating blows to their enemies. The triskill, on the other hand, is a unique throwing weapon, deadly and accurate. It returns to its thrower like a boomerang. The weapon is a reflection of the Exarch's skill, a testament to their mastery of the craft of war. Yet others forego the power weapon and shuriken entirely in favor of Mirror's words. These twin blades, reflecting the grim determination of their wielder, allow the Exarch to launch a flurry of attacks, making them a whirlwind of death on the battlefield. Each Exarch, through their unique style and choice of weaponry, imbues the battlefield with an aura of dread. They lead the Howling Banshees into the maelstrom of combat, their battle cries a chilling soundtrack to their deadly dance. Their presence on the battlefield is a testament to the spirit of the Banshee, and their devastating efficiency in combat upholds their reputation as some of the most feared warriors amongst the Eldar. Karandras, shrouded in shadows and mystery, is one of the Phoenix Lords, the most ancient and powerful of the Eldar's Exarchs. His origins remain elusive, obscured by the nebulous mists of time and legends. No one knows where his shrine originally stood, but it's thought to have been one of the smaller Craftworlds that managed to endure the cataclysmic event known as the Fall, only to be annihilated in the ensuing chaos. Karandras isn't the first Exarch of the striking Scorpions. That dubious honor belongs to Ara, the father of Scorpions. A tale of darkness and betrayal is woven into the fabric of their history. It was Ara who, consumed by darkness, turned his back on his kin and led demons in a brutal attack on the Shrine of Asia. Earning the chilling moniker, the fallen phoenix that burns with the light of chaos, Ara escaped into the labyrinthine expanse of the webway, leaving a void that his greatest pupil would fill. That pupil was Karandras. Rising from the ashes of his master's betrayal, he stepped into the role of the Exarch after a grueling 17-day duel with Ara. Karandras tempered the murderous nature inherited from his master with the patience of a hunter. These teachings, a blend of merciless ferocity and patient strategy, became the cornerstone of many aspect shrines founded on several Craftworlds. The figure of Karandras strikes awe and fear, embodying the perfect stealth warrior. He is a phantom in battle, able to envelop himself in shadows and eliminate his foes with deadly efficiency, using claw and blade before they even sense his presence. His arsenal is formidable. Among his weapons are the Scorpion's Claw, known as Ara's Bane, and the Scorpion Chainsword, the biting blade Isurmethil, along with plasma grenades. However, his most lethal weapon is his Mandiblaster, famously referred to as the Scorpion's Bite. The bite of this particular scorpion overshadows all others. Its venom can shatter the power armor of a space marine and even penetrate the nigh invulnerable Terminator armor. Like his fellow Phoenix Lords, Karandras is a wanderer, an eternal nomad traversing the vast expanse of the galaxy. Despite his solitary journey, he has emerged time and again when his people needed him most. He was spotted on Xandros, where he once again engaged in a duel with Ara that lasted for 17 relentless days. Subsequently, he appeared under the command of Jain Zar, pledging his allegiance to Iniad. He fought valiantly in the battle to defend the Inari against the Thousand Suns and Tzeentch demons in the Webway, only to disappear once again amidst the chaos of the conflict. Like a true scorpion, Karandras strikes swiftly and then fades back into the shadows, ever waiting for the next moment to reveal his lethal sting. The history of the striking scorpions is laden with tales of infamy and betrayal, its origins steeped in shadow and chaos. The founder of their aspect shrine was Ara, a figure synonymous with darkness and treachery. This powerful and tragic character, lured by the promise of forbidden power, committed the ultimate betrayal against Asurmen and the other Asuria by unleashing hordes of demons into the first shrine, their sacred sanctum. This act of desecration ignited a brutal war against his former allies, the Phoenix Lords. Despite the strength and valor of Asurmen's followers, they were vanquished, their remnants scattered across the cosmos like starlight dimmed by a black hole's grasp. But Ara, the orchestrator of this pandemonium, did not savor his victory for long. Plagued by guilt or perhaps hunted by vengeful spirits, he retreated into the labyrinthine depths of the Webway, forever bearing the title of the fallen phoenix who burns with the dark light of chaos. However, from the ashes of this calamity, a new leader emerged. Karandras, the most exceptional pupil of Ara, took up the mantle of the striking scorpion's leader. He brought balance and refinement to the aspect, tempering the insatiable violence inherited from Ara with the patience and cunning of a hunter. Under his guidance, the striking scorpions evolved into their current form, and he was instrumental in disseminating these teachings to new aspect shrines established on various Eldar Craftworlds. The striking scorpions are renowned not only for their brutal strength in close combat but also for their exceptional infiltration skills. Like their namesake, they lurk in the shadows, silently stalking their prey before pouncing with deadly precision, channeling the wrath of the war god Cain with each strike. They might lack the swiftness of their close cousins, the Howling Banshees, but they compensate with their unmatched ability to traverse dense terrains stealthily. They exploit every hidden nook and secret crevice as a predator's lair, lying in wait for the opportune moment to unleash their lethal assault. Their path is not for the faint-hearted or weak-bodied. Only the Eldar with a robust physique can endure the physical demands of becoming a striking scorpion, for their weighty armor and formidable weapons require strength and stamina to wield effectively. Striking scorpions operate in squads typically composed of 5 to 10 warriors. These squads often include an Exarch, an experienced and potent warrior who provides leadership and strategic direction. These squads can be efficiently transported across the battlefield in wave serpent transports, ready to strike at the heart of the enemy when they least expect it. Thus, like the scorpion that waits patiently for its prey, they embody a deadly combination of stealth, strength, and sudden violence. The scorpion chainsword is a fearsome weapon, its diamond-toothed edges crafted to cleave through both flesh and armor with equal ease. While capable of considerable damage on its own, its real value is unlocked when used in conjunction with the shuriken pistol. This ranged weapon serves not only to extend the scorpion's striking distance but also, and more importantly, to supplement the vicious slashes of the chainsword in close combat. Skilled striking scorpions use the shuriken pistol to distract or disable adversaries, creating an opportunity for the killing blow with their chainsword. This pistol features a viewfinder, psychically linked to the warrior, which provides a secondary, inset vision known as the scorpion's eye. Through this vision, a striking scorpion can perceive various spectrums, both visible and invisible, and distinguish between friends and foes. Although this feature is particularly useful for targeting distant opponents, it can be disorienting during intense close-quarters combat. The hallmark of the striking scorpions, however, is their mandiblaster. Built into their helmets, this device can unleash a potent energy sting, blasting enemies into a state of vulnerability that allows for swift, lethal follow-up strikes. The striking scorpion's aspect armor is akin to that of other aspect shrines, but it distinguishes itself with heavier, rigid armor plating designed for enhanced protection. Although this additional weight curtails the Scorpion's speed, making them less swift than their Howling Banshee counterparts, the superior protection it offers is invaluable. It can withstand even the mighty bolter's onslaught, necessitating concentrated, multiple weapon fire to breach and potentially fell a striking Scorpion. The armor's predominant color is green, with varying patterns of yellow, black, or orange, which differ based on the individual shrine. Aside from housing the mandiblasters, a striking Scorpion's helm also encompasses wide spectrum viewing capabilities. For example, not only could they spot a creature submerged underwater, but they could also discern the workings of its internal organs, demonstrating the incredible detail and range of their vision. In the hands of the striking Scorpions, these armaments and armor become tools of swift and brutal retribution, exemplifying their creed, a deadly blend of stealth, strength, and sudden, explosive violence. Exarchs of the striking Scorpions epitomize the essence of their aspect shrine, embodying the role of definitive shadow warriors. These formidable leaders are the paragons of stealth and precision, seamlessly blending their combat tactics with the enigmatic art of shadow warfare. Exarchs excel at shadow strikes, a combat tactic that is as elusive as it is lethal. They meld with the shadows, cloaking their squads beneath a veil of darkness that shields them from enemy detection as they inch closer to their targets. This tactic allows them to position themselves within striking distance without arousing the enemy's suspicion, preparing for the moment when they will strike from the obscurity with deadly accuracy. In addition to their prowess in shadow warfare, Exarchs possess exceptional stalking abilities. Their expertise in stealth allows them and their squads to navigate through dense terrain silently and without leaving a trace. Like shadows themselves, they flow through the battlefield, their movements as fluid and silent as a whisper, virtually undetectable even to the most vigilant of foes. The armament of an Exarch can vary based on personal preference or situational demand. While some might choose to substitute their shuriken pistol with a more formidable Scorpion's claw, others may opt to replace their chainsword with a biting blade. The Scorpion's claw is a weapon that merges the destructive power of a shuriken catapult and a power claw, while the biting blade is a massive chainsword capable of slicing through even the most resilient of armors. Yet, there are those who prefer the elegant lethality of the chain sabers. These ancient gauntlets, fitted with twin-linked shuriken pistols, present an elegant alternative. The chain sabers, combined with their expertise in hand-to-hand combat, allows these Exarchs to wade through enemy ranks, their blades a blur of swift and deadly motions. Regardless of their choice of weaponry, the Exarchs of the striking Scorpions remain figures of awe-inspiring prowess, skillfully wielding the art of shadow warfare to bring silent and swift death to their enemies. Their presence on the battlefield not only bolsters the fighting spirit of their squad, but also instills an undercurrent of dread within the hearts of their foes. Maugan Ra is a figure draped in legend and mystery among the Eldar. His home, the Craftworld of Altanzar, met a grim fate when it was swept into the insidious grip of the Eye of Terror, an expansive region of space tainted by the malign influence of chaos. However, even as his Craftworld was drawn into this terrifying realm, Maugan Ra chose to stand his ground. Already an Exarch of formidable prowess, he remained with his people till the end. Maugan Ra is known for his divergence from the teachings of Asurmen, the first of the Phoenix Lords and the founder of the Path of the Warrior. After Ara, the fallen Phoenix, Maugan Ra was the one who strayed furthest from Asurmen's teachings. He cultivated a dark demeanor and focused on a style of warfare that allowed him to vanquish his enemies from afar. As he honed his craft, Maugan Ra made a startling discovery: even the most exotic weaponry, when mastered, could be used with deadly precision. This revelation birthed the Morgottar, a signature weapon of his design, and laid the foundation for the Dark Reaper aspect shrine itself. In a daring expedition, Maugan Ra ventured into the Eye of Terror itself. To his astonishment, he discovered that Altanzar and its people had endured, even in the perilous dominion of the Chaos Gods. Resolute, Maugan Ra liberated his home from the Eye of Terror. In the aftermath, he rallied the remnants of Altanzar, joining forces with the rest of the Eldar to oppose the encroaching tide of chaos. Despite the triumphant return of the lost Craftworld, it was met with suspicion and hostility by a large portion of the Eldar. Its survival within the Eye of Terror, a place synonymous with corruption and madness, for such a long time was regarded with suspicion, casting a long, dark shadow over the joy of its return. Maugan Ra has etched his name in the annals of Eldar history through his heroic deeds. On the planet of Stormvald in Segmentum Tempestus, he famously stood alone against a swarm of Tyranids from Hive Fleet Leviathan, emerging victorious against seemingly insurmountable odds. In the Siege of Elatok, he fought under the command of Jain Zar, the Storm of Silence, having pledged his allegiance to Iniad, the Eldar god of the dead. During a fierce struggle against the Thousand Sons and Demons of Tzeentch within the Webway, he vanished, adding yet another layer of mystery to his storied existence. Maugan Ra's most renowned weapon is the Morgultar, a gargantuan shuriken cannon that encapsulates his unique approach to warfare. Like its master, the Morgultar brings death from afar, a testament to Maugan Ra's belief in precise, long-range combat. Maugan Ra established the foundation of the Dark Reaper's aspect shrines, and imparted to them the crucial tenet that even the most destructive weaponry can be wielded with the precision of a scalpel. This philosophy manifests in their utilization of the Reaper launcher, their signature weapon. This formidable armament hurls a barrage of armor-piercing missiles, enabling the Dark Reapers to dominate the battlefield and eradicate their targets with ruthless precision. The deadly accuracy of the Dark Reapers is not only a result of their expert training, but also the sophisticated technology incorporated into their aspect armor. Donned in armor as dark as midnight and adorned with a skull mask, these grim symbols of annihilation signify the role the Dark Reapers play on the battlefield. The armor is composed of a complex array of interlocking plates offering superior protection compared to other aspect warrior armors. To help them maintain a stable firing position and absorb the considerable recoil of the Reaper launcher, the Dark Reaper's armor includes powered limb supports, lower leg armor, and boots fitted with stabilizers and clamps. These systems allow the Dark Reapers to anchor themselves securely to the ground while firing their weapons. The helmets of Dark Reapers are outfitted with specialized range-finding equipment, including sensor vanes extending from the helmet. This equipment facilitates a mind link with the Dark Reaper's weapon, enabling them to visualize the battlefield from the perspective of their Reaper launcher. This intimate link with their weapon significantly enhances their already deadly accuracy. However, all these added enhancements come at a cost. The extra equipment and the weight of their weapon render the Dark Reapers less agile and slower compared to other aspect warriors. Nevertheless, considering their strategic role of long-range fire support, this diminished mobility is seen as a minor trade-off. Dark Reapers typically operate in squads of 3 to 5, with one member possibly an Exarch. These units are typically positioned behind the main Eldar battle line, nestled in cover, where they can effectively support the advancing friendly forces and target the enemy's heavy assets. A Wave Serpent transport can provide added mobility if needed. The rune of the Dark Reapers encapsulates their grim purpose. It symbolizes the merciless scythe that reaps the living. The warrior rune is inverted, capturing their essence of morbidity, unconventional talent, and relentless intent. The Dark Reaper Exarchs stand as paragons of the aspect's lethality, their proficiency in firepower and accuracy unparalleled. As leaders of their squads, they epitomize the potential of the Dark Reaper's approach to warfare, wielding power and precision that makes even the skill of regular Dark Reapers seem modest in comparison. Rather than the conventional Reaper launcher, Exarchs may arm themselves with a variety of other potent armaments. Some might choose the larger Eldar missile launcher, a formidable weapon capable of devastating enemy forces. Others may opt for the Tempest launcher, a weapon that hurls a storm of explosive projectiles onto their foes, creating a rain of destruction across the battlefield. Alternatively, some Exarchs may decide to equip the Shuriken cannon, a rapid-fire weapon that showers targets with a lethal hail of razor-sharp discs. Regardless of their weapon of choice, Dark Reaper Exarchs boast supernatural abilities that set them apart. Their skills enable them to discharge their weapons with remarkable speed without any loss of accuracy, a feat unmatched by their peers. Every shot from a Dark Reaper Exarch is a potential death sentence for their foes, even those who might believe themselves secure behind protective cover. The precision of a Dark Reaper Exarch is such that they can find the smallest chink in any armor, the tiniest gap in any defense, and exploit it to devastating effect. The missiles they fire can arc around obstacles, descending onto their targets as if guided by an unseen hand. There is no hiding from the unerring aim of a Dark Reaper Exarch, no protection robust enough to shield against their relentless assault. The presence of an Exarch within a Dark Reaper squad not only enhances their destructive potential but also serves as a beacon of inspiration. Their unfaltering accuracy, steadfast resolve, and mastery over their weaponry are a testament to the ultimate manifestation of the Dark Reaper Aspect's teachings, setting a standard for all Dark Reapers to strive towards. Fuegan, the Burning Lance, is the founder of the Fire Dragon's Shrine. His vision guided the shaping of this warrior path, not as a force of mindless devastation, but as a means to bring harmony through precise and necessary destruction. Held in high esteem across various craftworlds, Fuegan is often depicted in iconography clutching the cosmic serpents of wisdom and entropy, symbolizing his mastery over the forces of creation and dissolution. His unwavering dedication to the eradication of the Eldar's enemies, tirelessly eliminating them in a seemingly unending chain across the galaxy, makes him the quintessential aspect warrior. The Eldar believe that Fuegan uses this chain to bind the dragon, the embodiment of ruin, intending to subjugate destruction itself when the end of days arrives. It is foretold that Fuegan will gather the Phoenix Lords for the ultimate battle, the Rana Dandra, and it is prophesied that he will be the last to fall. When the Shrine of Asia was laid waste by Ara, the fallen Phoenix, Fuegan chose not to flee. Presumed dead for centuries, he resurfaced to fight alongside Eldred Ulthran in the monumental battle at the Haran Shemash, the World of Blood and Tears. His weapons of choice, the fire pike and fire axe, became instruments of retribution, as he purged the planet of numerous demon lords and secured a glorious victory for the Eldar. After the dust of the battle settled, Fuegan disappeared into the Webway, the ancient network of tunnels that facilitates the Eldar's cosmic travels. Since then, he has only emerged when his presence serves a noble cause. In a later battle, Fuegan appeared under the banner of Jain Zar, having pledged his loyalty to Ennead, the Eldar god of the dead. He valiantly defended the Inari against the combined onslaught of the Thousand Suns and demons of Tzeentch within the Webway, and then mysteriously vanished amidst the conflict. Since that time, he has roamed the ancient tunnels of the Webway, relentlessly hunting the enemies of the Eldar. Fuegan's weaponry is as formidable as his reputation. His fire pike, known as Searsong, is a potent weapon capable of incinerating enemies from a distance. In close combat, he wields the fire axe, a weapon of melee destruction that complements his aggressive combat style. Together, these weapons make Fuegan a formidable adversary and a beacon of hope for the Eldar in their darkest hours. Fire Dragon squads are comprised of between 5 to 10 warriors, usually led by an Exarch. To ensure they can reach the heart of the battlefield, these squads are often transported in the shielded belly of a wave serpent. Fire dragons are beings of unfettered destruction, taking a fierce joy in the devastation they wreak. For these warriors, only the utter obliteration of the enemy is satisfactory. They specialize in annihilating enemy machines, demolishing fixed fortifications, and dislodging heavily armored infantry and weapon emplacements. To carry out this role, each fire dragon is armed with a mighty fusion gun, a formidable weapon capable of reducing any enemy to a cloud of superheated vapor, or transforming a battle tank into molten wreckage in a heartbeat. For exceptionally resilient targets, the fire dragons carry melter bombs. These disc-shaped explosives can be attached to any surface and detonated remotely. The fire dragon's power is somewhat mitigated by the limited range of their weaponry, particularly when rapid maneuvers and tactical flexibility are required. This limitation is one reason why Fire Dragon aspect armor is thicker than that of a dire Avenger. The armor is adorned with numerous spiny protrusions, enhancing its stiffness and resilience and enabling the wearer to confront the enemy up close, delivering a swift and devastating death. The armor is usually painted in vibrant, fiery colors, such as red or orange, reflecting the dragon's fiery nature. The Exarchs of the Fire Dragon aspect are enigmatic figures of potent prowess, feared and respected by all. As the legends describe, once the fervor for battle fully engulfs these Exarchs, their bodies emanate a luminous halo of flickering flames. This spectacle is not just a mere show of force, but a testament to their profound connection with their aspect's essence, the indomitable spirit of the dragon. These seasoned warriors are unparalleled in their marksmanship. Their aim is as steady as a rock and as precise as a surgeon's scalpel, able to strike the smallest weak points in their enemy's defenses with deadly accuracy. Under their vigilant tutelage, a squad of fire dragons can transform into an elite group of tank hunters. They instill in their warriors the discipline and skill to disable and destroy even the most formidable armored behemoths on the battlefield. Exarchs are known for their preference for specialized weaponry. While they are proficient in the use of the fusion gun, the weapon of choice for the fire dragons, some Exarchs prefer to wield the fire pike or the dragon breath flamer. These weapons amplify the Exarchs' destructive capabilities and fit their aggressive, up-close combat style. The fire pike is an elongated version of the fusion gun, capable of discharging its devastating fusion beam at greater distances. This weapon allows Exarchs to take down enemy vehicles and heavily fortified structures from a safe distance, ensuring they live to continue their instruction and leadership. The dragon breath flamer, on the other hand, epitomizes the fiery wrath of the dragon. Unleashing a torrent of blazing inferno, this weapon can engulf multiple adversaries at once, incinerating infantry and setting ablaze the surroundings. The sight of an Exarch wielding a dragon breath flamer is a terrifying spectacle, often enough to strike fear into the hearts of the bravest foes. In their hands, these weapons cease to be mere tools of destruction and become extensions of their will, embodying the fiery wrath of the fire dragons, the burning lance that pierces the heart of the enemy. Baharroth, the founder of the Aspect Shrine of the Swooping Hawks, is a figure woven into the very fabric of Eldar history. His beginnings were intertwined with those of Maugan Ra, both under the watchful guidance of the legendary Phoenix Lord, Asurmen. His movements in battle are described as a dance of speed and grace, embodying the elegance of a feather drifting in the wind and the unstoppable force of a storm. From the ruins of his past emerged a stalwart defender against the forces of chaos. With his family and a significant portion of his craft world, Aneen, brutally annihilated in a devastating chaos assault led by Trark, a notorious leader of Khorne's berserkers, Baharroth swore a vow of enmity. His bitterness towards chaos propelled him into numerous raids against their bases, his heart set on avenging the lives lost. Over the course of his existence, Baharroth, much like all Phoenix Lords, has perished and been reborn multiple times. The cycle of death and reincarnation follows him as a constant companion. It is foretold that he will meet his destiny at the Rana Dandra, the final confrontation against chaos. Yet even in the face of such prophecy, Baharroth's resolve remains unbroken. In his hand, he wields the Shining Blade, a formidable weapon imbued with the power of the cosmos. The daughters of Vol, esteemed Eldar smiths, forged this remarkable blade in the dying embers of a supernova, its gleam a lasting testament to that celestial event. Once again, Baharroth found himself standing shoulder to shoulder with a fellow Phoenix Lord, Jain Zar, in the battle to safeguard the Inari from the Thousand Suns and Tzeentch demons within the Webway. Following this struggle, Baharroth disappeared, his presence in the vast reaches of the Webway a spectral whisper. His signature weapon, the Fury of the Tempest, a powerful last blaster, accompanies him throughout his journeys. The tool of swift retribution against the enemies of the Eldar, its hum is a harbinger of the tempest unleashed by Baharroth's indomitable spirit. The Swooping Hawks, his legacy, embody an exceptional level of agility and speed amongst the Aspect Shrines. This mobility is bestowed upon them by their swooping hawk wings, giving them the capacity to soar across the battlefield at a whim. This aerial advantage compensates for the lighter, less protective aspect armor they don. Colored to blend with the sky, often in shades of pale blue or gray, the armor features contrasting hues, particularly on the wings, creating a visual spectacle as they soar in the sky. Armed with the Last Blaster and the versatile Swooping Hawk grenade pack, these Aspect warriors specialize in harrying the enemy in advance of the main Eldar forces. The grenade pack caters to various scenarios with an array of grenade types from crack and frag to plasma and haywire. They descend from the sky like death itself, raining explosive chaos upon their adversaries before either engaging in close combat or retreating to a safer distance, to unleash a barrage from their Last Blasters. The Shooting Stars, or Irillyth as known in the Eldar language, are intricately designed craft employed by the Craftworld Eldar to deploy Swooping Hawk aspect warriors onto the planetary battlefield. Once they enter a planet's atmosphere, they effectively become ghosts, their complex cloaking systems making them invisible to enemy scans. After discharging their cargo of Swooping Hawks towards the surface, these shooting stars embark on their return journey to the Craftworld, their mission accomplished. The Dance of the Swooping Hawks is an aerial ballet of swift death and destruction, an embodiment of Baharroth's legacy that continues to endure. As they descend upon their enemies like celestial Avengers, the spirit of their ancient founder soars high with them, echoing his indomitable spirit across the skies. Exarchs of the Swooping Hawks aspect shrine exemplify the core tenets of their discipline with remarkable skill and insight. They are not only warriors but also mentors, passing on their profound knowledge and honed abilities to the squads they lead. Their tactical acumen makes them the true masters of battlefield maneuverability and aerial supremacy. Their greatest asset lies in their profound understanding of battlefield dynamics, and an uncanny ability to determine the opportune moment for redeployment. In the heat of combat, with a command known as a skyleap, the Exarch can guide his Swooping Hawks high into the air, leading them to descend into a more strategic location on the battlefield. Their prowess in aerial combat is so extraordinary that they can engage successfully with even the most nimble enemy skimmers, transforming the sky into a deadly dance of Eldar martial excellence. When it comes to armaments, the Exarchs have access to a greater array of weapons than their standard Swooping Hawk counterparts. Some opt for a power weapon, readying themselves for the lethal intimacy of close-quarters combat, while others replace their standard last blaster with either a Sun rifle or a Hawk's Talon, offering a more versatile and potent offensive capacity. Additionally, an Exarch may be granted a Phoenix plume, a symbol of honor and recognition within the Swooping Hawks. This not only distinguishes them visually but also serves as a powerful testament to their deeds and accomplishments. In the stormy theater of war, the Exarchs of the Swooping Hawks are a tempestuous wind, directing the flow of battle with precision and agility. They embody the spirit of the winged phoenix, their movements painting strokes of tactical brilliance across the canvas of combat. Their fluidity and coordination in the air turn the sky into a dynamic battleground, a testament to their extraordinary embodiment of their aspect. In the lore of the Eldar, the name Lhykosidae, also known as the Wraith Spider, stands out as a figure of myth and legend. This warrior is held in esteem akin to the Exarchs or even the Asuria of the Warp Spider aspect warriors. The tales of this legendary figure are deeply embedded within the culture of the Keylorians. They speak of the Wraith Spider as a rogue Exarch, a being that materializes once every few millennia, bringing justice and peace to their craft world. According to their stories, this enigmatic figure would emerge from the Warp Spiders, but his might would surpass the confines of an ordinary Exarch. The House Library of Ansgar, home to a copy of the Ark of Destiny, credits the victory of the Craft War to Kayla due to the timely intervention of the Wraith Spider. Theories swirl around the figure of Lhykosidae, with some attributing him the status of a Phoenix Lord. Yet, the Keylorian lore does not provide a clear origin story of the Warp Spider aspect, leaving room for much speculation. Some suggest that the Wraith Spider has incorporated the fundamental spirit of the Warp Spiders, constituting a spiritual awakening rather than the traditional approach of discovering or adopting the armor of a fallen Phoenix Lord, as seen in the other aspect temples. According to the beliefs of the Kahless Warp Spiders, the Wraith Spider is seen as a monumental force of purification. This belief stems from the lore that the Warp Spiders derive their name and power from the diminutive crystalline creatures that roam the Craftworld's infinity circuit and the webway, purging them of non-Eldar psychic energy. In this light, Lhykosidae is prophesied to return to Kayla at the time of its greatest pollution and decay. An interesting interpretation of this myth comes from Varlam the Silver, a revered Keylorian wraithsmith. He theorized that the Wraith Spider might be a personification of Wraithbone, a being of Shoail that has been directly manifested into an organic form. This interpretation adds another layer of depth and mystery to the already enigmatic figure of the Wraith Spider. The Warp Spiders are renowned warriors who draw their inspiration from their namesake creatures, the Warp Spiders, tiny beings that scurry within the wraithbone structures of their craft worlds, eliminating any foreign psychic presence. This swarm-like behavior is echoed in the structure of the warp spiders who fight in squads of 5 to 10 members, often led by an Exarch. These warriors are best known for their signature warp spider jump generator, a compact piece of technology incorporated into their armored backpacks. This device allows the warp spiders to perform short hops through the warp itself, giving them the ability to materialize beside their enemies in an unexpected, fatal strike. Their weapon of choice, the Death Spinner, complements their surprising assaults, delivering devastating blows that can tear through flesh and bone. The warp spider's armor sets them apart from other aspect shrines. It is notably bulkier, providing them with increased protection at the cost of reduced speed. However, their unique teleportation capabilities effectively negate this disadvantage, enabling them to move with a fluidity that belies their heavy armament. The armor, traditionally painted in shades of red and black, carries additional psychic wards for safer warp travel, offering a level of defense against psychic powers. Despite the risks associated with traversing the warp, even for short distances, the warp spiders are hailed as the bravest among all aspect shrines. With each warp jump, they gamble not just their lives, but their very souls. This perilous existence leads to their reputation as the most alien and terrifying of the aspect warriors, detached from the normal Eldar mindset. This life on the edge also lends them a somewhat bleak outlook, often making them solitary figures, rarely mingling with warriors from other aspect shrines. The Exarchs of the Warp Spider Shrines are the epitome of the hit-and-run warriors, masters of ambush tactics. Their prowess has been honed to a razor's edge, a skill set they dutifully pass on to their squads. With the ability to materialize on the battlefield in an electric storm of teleportation energy, they are the ultimate surprise attackers, materializing out of nowhere to strike fear into the hearts of their enemies. But the Exarchs' abilities extend beyond just initial assaults. They have mastered the art of tactical withdrawal, understanding the exact moment when they should retreat from combat to reposition for subsequent attacks. This constant dance of engagement and disengagement, carried out with precise timing and lethal efficiency, transforms the battlefield into a deadly chessboard. Each movement, each decision, is a carefully calculated strategy designed to outmaneuver and outwit the enemy. Some Exarchs distinguish themselves by wielding dual death spinners. This feat requires a high level of skill and coordination, for they handle the two weapons with as much ease and precision as one. These dual-wielded death spinners spew out monofilament wire that can slice through armor and flesh with terrifying ease, causing carnage in the ranks of their foes. In contrast, there are those who prefer the spinneret rifle, a ranged weapon that fires a stream of monofilament wire to impale their enemies from afar. The weapon's high velocity and accuracy make it a devastating tool in the hands of an expert. To supplement their deadly array of ranged weaponry, some Exarchs choose to equip themselves with power blades for close-quarters combat. These energized blades can cut through most forms of protection, making them lethal weapons when the fight becomes up-close and personal. Each Exarch, regardless of their weapon choice, exemplifies the deadly agility and cunning that is the hallmark of the Warp Spider Shrines. Their lethal efficiency in ambush and hit-and-run tactics has made them the stuff of legends in the annals of the Eldar warfare. Drastanta, revered as the Tempest of Starlight, was a figure of legend among the Eldar, known as the Phoenix Lord of the Shining Spears. Famed for his indomitable spirit and an inclination for drawn-out battles, his name was whispered with a mix of admiration and admonition. His character was as much defined by his martial prowess as it was by his hubris, a flaw that led him down a path of tragic destiny. One such instance of his hubris led to a late arrival at Asurmen's last stand. The battlefield was already awash with the echoes of despair as he found his mentor, Asurmen, had fallen at the cruel hands of the Keeper of Secrets, Enkari. In a storm of anger and vengeance, Drastanta rose to the occasion, his celestial lance tearing through the mighty demon, its potent energies shattering the spirit of Enkari. Despite his victory, the loss of his mentor weighed heavily on Drastanta. Overwhelmed by grief and guilt, he vanished from the known universe, leaving behind his legendary celestial lance. This powerful weapon, a laser lance of unparalleled craftsmanship, has been passed down through generations across various Craftworlds and Shining Spears shrines. Those who take up this lance claim to fight in the name of Drastanta, continuing his legacy and perpetuating his indomitable spirit. Drastanta's armaments were not limited to his celestial lance. He also donned a helm of great significance, known as the Crown of the Seventh Sky. This treasured artifact further amplified his formidable presence on the battlefield, making him a figure of awe and dread among friends and foes alike. The legend of Drastanta serves as a cautionary tale to those who walk the path of the Eldar warrior. His story is a blend of heroic deeds, personal failings, and tragic outcomes, echoing the ancient wisdom that even the greatest heroes are not immune to hubris and its consequences. Yet, his legacy lives on, his spirit continuing to inspire and guide those who take up the mantle of the Shining Spears. This enigmatic band of warriors maintains a minimal presence on only a select few Craftworlds, with notable instances even on the major stronghold of Ulthwy. Nevertheless, their stature among the Eldar is undiminished. The Shining Spears are considered an elite force, their very presence an embodiment of the warrior way and a glittering beacon of martial dedication. Their squads may be small, typically ranging from 3 to 5 warriors, sometimes led by an experienced Exarch, but their impact on the battlefield is profound. It is their supreme mastery of the Eldar jetbike that sets them apart. With subtle gestures, they execute complex high-speed maneuvers that baffle their foes. Like the legendary Exodite Dragon Knights, even a small unit of Shining Spears can dramatically alter the balance of a battle. They deliver devastating charges, piercing through the enemy lines, before gracefully wheeling around for the next attack, always in motion, always ready to strike. The Shining Spears are not merely distinguished by their maneuverability, but also by their weaponry. Their jet bikes are fitted with twin-linked shuriken catapults, a statement of their affinity for speed and precision. However, the hallmark of a Shining Spear is the laser lance, an elegant weapon capable of delivering short-ranged energy blasts potent enough to pierce the most formidable armor. The laser lance is more than a weapon, it's a symbol, a manifestation of their fierce determination and unyielding resolve. Their aspect armor, traditionally bathed in pure white, is a reflection of their purity of purpose and commitment to their cause. It stands as a vivid reminder of their resilience, their courage, and the luminous legacy of their missing Phoenix Lord. The tale of the Shining Spears is one of courage, mystery, and unwavering dedication to the warrior way, forever etched in the saga of the Eldar. The riding skill of a Shining Spear Exarch is a sight to behold. A maestro on his steed, he makes the control of his jetbike seem effortless. As he rides into battle, the battlefield transforms into an intricate dance floor, its challenges and obstacles merely elements in an elaborate choreography of war. Rough terrain poses no obstacle, and complex battlefield topography becomes a strategic canvas upon which the Exarch paints with strokes of tactical brilliance. With a mastery over their jet bikes that borders on the sublime, Exarchs can lead their squads around any impediment, striking with the speed and ferocity of a lightning bolt and retreating just as swiftly, leaving devastation in their wake. A Shining Spear Exarch's weapon of choice is another testament to their exceptional skills. Although the laser lance, the quintessential weapon of the Shining Spears, is a formidable weapon in its own right, the Exarchs often opt for even more potent armaments. A star lance, for instance, is a tool of raw, devastating power, capable of penetrating the toughest defenses with an ease that belies its elegant construction. Some may also choose to wield a power weapon, a sign of their proficiency in close combat. An Exarch's jet bike, referred to as Cain's Lance, is a testament to the Exarch's status and martial skill. In contrast to the standard twin-linked shuriken catapults found on most Shining Spears jet bikes, an Exarch might opt for a much stronger shuriken cannon. The result is a steed that is not only swift and agile but also packs a significant punch, capable of raining down a storm of shuriken upon the enemies of the Eldar. This lethal combination of skill, speed, and firepower makes a Shining Spear Exarch a truly formidable presence on the battlefield, one that carries the legacy of their Phoenix Lord, and continues to inspire their comrades in the eternal struggle against the enemies of the Eldar. In the endless expanse of the cosmos, where stars become waypoints and galaxies turn into battlegrounds, there exists an elite faction of Eldar aspect warriors known as the Crimson Hunters. They embody the aspect of Cain, the god of war, in his avatar of aerial pursuit and dominance. Their arena of warfare is not the solid ground where most battles are fought, but the boundless skies and the chilling void of space. Crimson Hunters are exceptional pilots, who, more than any other aspect warriors, blur the line between the warrior and their weapon. Their steeds of choice are the Nightshade Interceptors, high-velocity fighting machines crafted with the grace of the Eldar's advanced technology and imbued with their artistic flair. These aircraft are designed for aerial supremacy, capable of clearing the skies of enemy craft and thereafter providing crucial air support to the Eldar forces on the ground. With a dedication that mirrors the relentless pursuit of their god, Crimson Hunters devote themselves to mastering their craft. They tirelessly practice complex maneuvers and hone their marksmanship skills, perfecting their control over their Nightshade Interceptors. These fighting machines, agile as they are deadly, come equipped with dual bright lances and a pulse laser, a terrifying arsenal capable of taking down even the most formidable airborne adversaries. Despite their formidable abilities, the Crimson Hunters remain a rare breed among the Eldar aspect warriors, a testament to the complexity and the danger of their chosen path. However, their shrines, the spiritual and training centers dedicated to their aspect, are gradually proliferating. These unique temples are like none other found in the Eldar Craftworlds. They are constructed as transparent atriums that float around the periphery of their craftworlds, creating tunnel-like structures that provide the perfect environment for Crimson Hunters to train with their aircraft, simulating the infinite expanse of the skies. The Crimson Hunters trace their origin not to any of the legendary Phoenix Lords or Asuria, but stand as a separate facet of Cain's aspect. Interestingly, they hold a special veneration for Karandras, the Eldar god of the hunt. They often refer to themselves as the Hawks of Karandras, drawing parallels between their relentless pursuit of enemy aircraft and the Hawk's deadly hunt from the skies. The Crimson Hunters exemplify the Eldar's grace, precision, and deadly efficiency. Whether it's in the depths of space or the skies of a war-torn planet, they remain unchallenged in their domain, a symbol of aerial supremacy and a testament to the Eldar's adaptability on the battlefield. Every Crimson Hunter shrine is guided by an Exarch, an individual who embodies the zenith of their chosen path, the path of the warrior. These Exarchs are pilots beyond comparison, an amalgamation of precision, skill, and an unyielding commitment to their calling. Unlike their brethren, the Exarchs have journeyed so deep into the path of the warrior that there exists no turning back. Their destiny is irrevocably intertwined with the hum of their Nightshade Interceptors, the resonance of their bright lances, and the echoing roar of their engines against the emptiness of space. The Crimson Hunter Exarchs are not simply more experienced or skilled than their fellow warriors, they represent the pinnacle of mastery, a fusion of pilot and machine that transcends conventional understanding. They are not pilots flying their craft, but rather integral parts of them, their consciousness and the Nightshade Interceptor's systems entwined to function as a seamless, cohesive unit. Each Exarch is a beacon of unwavering focus, their senses honed to the extent that they can detect the minutest shifts in the aerial battlefield, their reactions fine-tuned to respond with deadly precision and efficiency. Their commitment to their chosen path is so profound that it seeps into every facet of their existence, even influencing the weaponry of their aircraft. Not content with the formidable arsenal of a standard Nightshade Interceptor, a Crimson Hunter Exarch often chooses to arm their aircraft differently. The bright lances, fearsome as they are, may be replaced with star cannons, demonstrating the Exarch's preference for weapon systems that align with their particular combat style and strategic approach. Every decision an Exarch makes is rooted in their deep understanding of their craft and the nuances of aerial warfare. They are tacticians and strategists, predicting enemy movements and devising countermeasures even before their adversaries realize they are in the Exarch's sights. Through their leadership, they inspire the other Crimson Hunters, helping them transcend the limitations of their mortal bodies and their machines, and guiding them towards the ideal of the airborne warrior. In a time long ago, Irillyth established the Shrine of the Shadow Spectres on the craftworld of Maugan. Having been drawn to this small craft world by a harrowing vision of destruction, Irillyth served Maugan with unwavering loyalty, training its warriors in the art of stealth, swiftness, and the devastating use of firepower. Over time, Irillyth's reputation grew, his leadership embodying the essence of the Shadow Spectre's aspect. However, the prophecy that led him to Maugan remained a haunting spectre. In a bid to confront the looming catastrophe, Irillyth marshaled a mighty war host and embarked on a perilous journey to the enigmatic world of Bethelme. Their mission was clear yet ominous: obliterate a nascent race that threatened to rise against Craftworld Chimera in the distant future. And so, with a solemn promise of return, Irillyth and his host ventured into the unknown. Time, however, proved to be a remorseless adversary. With each passing year, the echoes of their presence faded into silence. The Phoenix Lord and his host, the torchbearers of the Shadow Spectres, were never seen again. Their absence cast a pall of despair over the Craftworld, leading to the decline of the Shadow Spectre aspect. Countless years later, a glimmer of hope sparked in the heart of the Craftworld. The armor that housed Irillyth's spirit was discovered on the icy human world of Betelgeuse 3. This revelation prompted swift action. Forces from Chimera, Alatok, and Eldar corsairs converged on Betelgeuse 3, a determined assault aimed at the resurrection of their lost Phoenix Lord. Their determination bore fruit, and the Phoenix Lord Irillyth was resurrected, marking a moment of triumphant return in the annals of Chimera. Irillyth is renowned not only for his leadership and foresight but also his mastery of a unique weapon, a prism blaster integrated with a power glaive. The weapon, as magnificent in its craftsmanship as it is deadly, is a testament to Irillyth's unmatched prowess in combat. The Phoenix Lord's expertise allows him to wield the weapon with lethal efficiency at any range, whether in brutal close-quarters combat or at a distance, even while on the move. His skill with the spear complements the ghost light of a Spectre squad, a combination that augments their firepower, and symbolizes the renewed strength of the Shadow Spectres under the watchful gaze of their resurrected Phoenix Lord. Shadow Spectres are a unique class of Eldar aspect warriors, known for their ghost-like presence on the battlefield and their formidable weaponry. They carry prism rifles, powerful and versatile weapons capable of delivering a long-range blow comparable to the punch of a prism cannon, all contained in a compact, soldier-friendly design. Their appearance is intentionally spectral, designed to inspire fear and awe in those who encounter them. They are attired in pallid aspect armor and draped in flowing, ethereal blue robes that give them the semblance of otherworldly wraiths. Their ghostly image is further enhanced by their deployment method, as they glide into battle using jetpacks, disappearing and reappearing amidst the chaos of war courtesy of their sophisticated holofields. Despite their impressive presence and abilities, the Shadow Spectre aspect was thought to be lost. This belief stemmed from the disappearance of their Phoenix Lord, Irillyth, whose absence led to the decline of the Shadow Spectre tradition. However, every aspect warrior shrine is a manifestation of Kala Menshokane, the Eldar god of war, and the Spectre shrine epitomizes the eternal warrior. In this form, death is not the end of duty, hence, traditionally, those who fall in service to the Spectre shrine have their spirit stone transferred to a wraithbone body. The Wraithguard, spectral warriors of the Eldar, have served as the guardians of the Spectre shrine for untold millennia, honoring the fallen and maintaining the enduring legacy of the Shadow Spectres. One of the most distinctive elements of the Shadow Spectre's arsenal is a complex targeting matrix known as the Ghost Light. The Ghost Light, when activated, combines the beams of the prism rifles wielded by a Spectre squad into a single, powerful stream of energy, increasing their effective range and power. This combined shot extends over vast distances, allowing Shadow Spectres to strike at far-off targets with great precision. While the combined firepower is somewhat weaker than if the squad had fired their weapons independently, the Ghost Light's exceptional range grants a single Spectre squad the ability to dominate the entire battlefield. A couple of well-positioned, expertly aimed Ghost Light shots can severely disrupt, or even obliterate the armored support of an opposing force before the heart of the battle has even begun. The Ghost Light, in essence, symbolizes the power and reach of the Shadow Spectres, adding a terrifying dimension to their ghostly presence on the battlefield. In the complex hierarchy of Eldar aspect warriors, the Exarch holds a position of paramount importance. These stalwart leaders are those who have journeyed deep into the path of the warrior, reaching a point of no return where they are bound to the path, forever locked in the dance of war. Their unwavering commitment to this path endows them with unparalleled skills and an unyielding dedication to their duty. An Exarch's armory goes beyond the standard war gear assigned to their aspect. Among these special armaments, two notable pieces stand out. Firstly, the Prism Blaster, a weapon of exceptional craftsmanship and lethal precision. The elongated barrel of the Prism Blaster refines and focuses the prism beam with unmatched efficiency, enabling the Exarch to unleash significantly more powerful shots at greater distances than the traditional prism rifle. Secondly, the Haywire Launcher, a heavy-duty weapon designed to wreak havoc on enemy vehicles. Firing rockets similar to Haywire grenades, the Haywire Launcher excels in dealing substantial damage to electronics and systems, rendering the most formidable vehicles useless in the face of its onslaught. In addition to these formidable weapons, the Exarch's armor itself, known as Exarch armor, is designed to offer maximum protection in the thick of battle. Yet the true prowess of an Exarch is not solely in their superior armaments or protective gear, but in their deep understanding and mastery of the Aspect's teachings. They delve into the secrets of the shrine, drawing forth knowledge that allows them to transcend the standard training imparted to Aspect warriors. An Exarch studying the cynosure becomes adept at calibrating the ghost light, which increases the squad's accuracy when employing the targeting matrix. This precision under the Exarch's guidance can tip the balance in the heat of battle, making every shot count. Another crucial ability mastered by the Exarch is the tactic of strategic withdrawal. Judging the optimal moment to pull back, regroup, and reassess their position is an art that Exarchs have mastered. Their ability to direct the squad to a new firing position at the right moment can give them the upper hand, disrupting enemy plans and setting the stage for a decisive counterattack. The Eagle pilots are unique amongst the Eldar, for they are those who have chosen to tread the path of the fighter pilot. This is a path that was laid down by the revered Phoenix Lord Maugan Ra, a figure of legend and a source of inspiration for these specialized warriors. Embarking on this unique journey, the Eagle pilots find themselves within the cockpit of advanced Eldar aircraft, melding seamlessly with their high-speed, sophisticated machines. It is here, amidst the vastness of the skies and the fury of aerial combat, that these pilots come into their own. Eagle pilots are not simply pilots, they are artists of the air, dancers within the maelstrom. Their skill is unmatched, reflecting years of dedication and mastery. The link between the pilot and their aircraft is not merely mechanical but deeply spiritual, a bond that elevates their abilities to the extraordinary. Through this connection, the pilots and their aircraft become extensions of one another, capable of breathtaking feats of maneuverability that defy the understanding of lesser races. Every twist and turn in the sky, every high-speed chase, and sudden dive is executed with a grace and precision that can only be described as artistry. The sky is their canvas, and their aircraft the brush, and every battle a testament to their skill. The Eagle pilots serve as more than just warriors in the Eldar's cause. They are the embodiment of the Eldar's understanding of the harmony between the pilot and their machine, living testament to the path set down by Maugan Ra. They exemplify the blend of ancient wisdom and technological mastery that defines the Eldar, and their role within their society extends beyond warfare, serving as a symbol of the Eldar's ability to adapt and excel in every aspect of existence. Thus, the Eagle pilots soar high above the battlefield, painting strokes of devastation upon their enemies with a skill and grace that belies the deadly intent behind each maneuver. They serve as a constant reminder that the Eldar are not just masters of the mystical arts, but also of the art of war. The slicing orbs, Ebon talons, and crystal dragons each represent unique manifestations of Eldar aspect warriors, with their distinct methods of warfare and cultural significance within their respective craft worlds. The slicing orbs are an exclusive aspect of the Xandros craft world. Their name suggests a style of combat that is likely swift and precise, attacking with lethal accuracy. Much like a perfect orb slicing through space, these warriors might embody fluidity and unerring precision, turning these attributes into a deadly art form on the battlefield. The Ebon talons stand out among Eldar aspect warriors in that their creator was not one of the Asuria, the original Phoenix Lords. This divergence might indicate that the Ebon talons possess unique qualities or philosophies that differentiate them from other aspects. The name Ebon talons evokes imagery of dark, razor-sharp claws, possibly hinting at stealth tactics, close-quarters combat, or a ruthless, predatory style of warfare. The crystal dragons are a relatively new aspect in the craft world Irillyth, standing alongside the warp spiders and shining spears. The crystal dragon's name might symbolize a combination of resilience or wisdom, crystal, and raw power or nobility, dragon. As a newer aspect, these warriors are likely carving out their own stories and legends within the context of their craft world and the broader tapestry of Eldar society. While specifics about their combat styles, weapons, and philosophies might remain shrouded in mystery, the slicing orbs, Ebon Talons, and crystal dragons each add another layer of depth and intrigue to the complex culture and martial traditions of the Eldar. The ancient and enigmatic Eldar aspect warriors continue to weave their intricate dance of war and wisdom. Each aspect, from the stealthy warp spiders to the swift shining spears, the stalwart shadow spectres to the resolute crimson hunters, personifies a facet of their war god, Cain. Like radiant gems, the newer aspects such as the slicing orbs, Ebon Talons, and crystal dragons emerge, adding to the vibrant tapestry of Eldar martial tradition. Though each aspect warrior walks a different path of the warrior, all are united in their shared commitment to their craft worlds, their people, and their complex, beautiful, and often tragic civilization. In an ever-changing universe, against countless threats, they stand as the protectors of the Eldar way of life, bearers of their rich history, and harbingers of their uncertain future. Wherever there are battles to be won, wherever the survival of the Eldar is at stake, the aspect warriors are there. Like the resounding echo of a timeless war song, their story continues, echoing across the stars. Each battle they fight, each life they defend, each enemy they vanquish, becomes a verse in their eternal saga. The aspect warriors, embodiments of the Eldar spirit, serve as a testament to their people's resilience and their unyielding determination to endure amidst the cosmos' countless challenges. And so, they endure, for as long as the stars burn and the cosmos turns, their dance of war carries on, a symphony of survival, an anthem of hope, a saga of the Eldar.